All right, wonderful people, lovers of freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome back to Let's Talk TV, your one and only YouTube platform. We're giving a back-to-back updates on how things to be, on how things to shell for Biafra land and beyond. If you're joining us for the first time, remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications too. Also, remember to like and share this broadcast too. All right, my wonderful people, the latest one with the boss brains at the moment. Yes, we say that the PM BRGIE Simon Ekpa has reacted to the xenophobic attack that has taken place towards the black Africans. And then he has sent a strong message to JM. Yes, my people, as he the hot well, you know that the PM is a man that is involved in a whole lot of things and cares about everything that happens to not only Biafrans or innocent Biafrans, but everybody at large. And that is why he has reacted to this xenophobic attack because, of course, you understand that this is the type of thing that these people have tried to do to Biafrans in Nigeria. Maybe you can compare it. It is very, very comparable to what these people want to do to Biafrans. And if you're being very truthful and very sincere, it is one thing that is very, very bad. So at this particular point, it is something that we could look at and would not even want the sneakiest or anything close to it to even take place. And that is why even at this point we are working towards anything that would not show this kind of thing. And that's why the PM is hitting up on it because allowing this kind of thing, not commenting on this kind of thing happening is as well as just being selfish. And trust me, with these white people that we need their support and their foreign anything concerning their foreign attacks or foreign support, they need to understand, they need to come to understand that you also care about every other person, not just yourself. Because if they come to understand that you only care about yourself, then it's going to be a tough one for us. It's going to be a tough one for us to even crack. Because at this particular point, they would think that everything we are doing is just for ourselves. And so any other thing that is happening to every other set of people does not concern us, which is properly wrong. And that is why the PM is reacting to it and is making comments on it. So you see that everything that happens here is done for a reason. And the PM is actually making sure that one way or another, we ourselves find our way to actually accommodate and be and walk through every single thing that we are supposed to do. And that's the truth of the matter. We are expected to actually do better in a whole lot of things. And while we still move around and heave around with a whole lot of things coming up, we need to be sure that the situation of things are not changing. We need to be sure that a whole lot of things are coming up for the betterment, and that is the truth of the matter. Every single move that is being made by the PM or the Biafra Liberation Army and the rest of them, it's somewhat what has been needed for the longest of times, and that is the truth of the matter. It is what we expect, it is what we need for ourselves, and that is one thing that we want to actually take place, and that is one thing that we actually have always wanted one way or another. The situation of things at this point is that we need to actually show that we are involved. We want these things to happen. We want everything that is happening to happen in good ways. The Biafra Liberation Army, the Biafra Declaration that is to take place in December 2nd, and everything with it, in everything in total, we want these things to actually work out well. We want these things to actually end up in a good way, not in a way that would end up not being nice and would not end up satisfying any of us at all. And so that is why every single thing that we are doing at this point is for the betterment of every single one of us. We are not doing it just for ourselves, but for everyone in total. We are doing it for the things we have been aiming for that we have not yet got to. We are doing it for every single strike we have ever wanted. And we are doing it for all of us. Yes, we are doing it for all of us, for what we've always wanted to achieve. We are doing it for everything we've ever wanted. And by God's grace, we are going to get to where we need to get. We are going to get to where we have been aiming to get. You see, this particular freedom we are asking for, this particular movement, and everything we've been aiming for, we need to actually get there because, of course, getting there is a priority that we need to actually have in mind that at the end we would end up making things or achieving things that would actually be beneficial for all of us. And so in this particular way, we need to come to an understanding that everything works out for a reason and that we are not going to give up. These people also need to come to that understanding that we are not going to give up until until we are where we need to be. And that's the truth of the matter. Until we are where we need to be and until we are there, we are not giving up. This whole thing started a whole long.
Not know what would be happening soon. Okay, on that note, where Obasanjo himself just came out and made some kind of comments, my people. Yes, he just came out and made some kind of comments concerning the civil war. My people, it doesn't really concern us. This particular ex-president, we know during his time, of course, when he ruled in the military time and came back again and ruled again the second time, he had enough time to do whatever I don't know whatever he's saying. But then of course, the most important thing for us to have in our minds on is that we ourselves as Biafrans must do the needful. Okay, my people, he's talking about the Biafra war. Let us see what he has said. He says here, Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, recently spoke at the conference on youth leadership titled Opportunities for Peace, Roles of the Youths in Conflict Prevention in Africa. He called on youths to be advocates of conversation over violence, highlighting the critical role that youths play in promoting peace. My people, I made this thing recently. I say we cannot go down if you've not done the needful. We can Peace is not even an option right now. If people have decided not to give us what we want, if you've decided not to give us a Nnamdi Kanu, have decided not to give us our Biafra freedom, our Biafra referendum, peace is not an option. And so whatever you say now in a conference might be true and will be moved by gullible people that do not know what the true movement for the Biafra army or the true movement for the Biafra is. They are the ones that might look into it. But the true people know the reason why we've been fighting this hard and we've been fighting for this long. And that is those are the people that will not give up or that will not be moved by these gullible speeches that he's making at this particular point. He said, according to Obasanjo's article, he said that the country has shown resiliency during the civil war by returning to the round table for settlement in spite of severe conflict. He exhorted the youths of today to adopt this mindset and convince those who lean violently to think twice. Additionally, he emphasizes the significance of fostering a culture of peace and empathy in the next generation. In Obasanjo's words, during the Civil War, we killed ourselves mercilessly and destroyed our best facilities, but we still came back to the round table to get the challenge resolved. Youth must develop the culture of peace, the culture of humanness, the culture of living the way God wants us to live. Okay, so now this is what he is advising them to do. But then to do what is needful, we Biafrans have always been people of peace. We have always wanted peace in our lives. Every single thing about us has always been about peace. We are not people of war. We do not want war. We have never ever wanted war. But then it is the situation you people put us into that make us want to lean to war. Yeah, of course, that is the situation. We are not people of war. I don't know if he's trying to say that the war and everything that is happening now is how. No. The youths of nowadays, the Biafrans of nowadays, are leaning into war because that is what they have pushed us into. Because that is the situation they have pushed us into. We did not just wake up one day and decide to wake up and push ourselves into war. The reason why the Nigerian army and the Biafra Liberation Army, the BLA, are clashing 24/7 is because of the fact that they have refused to do the needful. They have refused to release our leader, Ohamadike, Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, that is why we are leaning into war. They have refused also to give us what we've been asking for the longest of times after the civil war. I believe you me, if they have given us what they want instead of leaning into the civil war, my people, I do not think we would have been here by now. I believe everywhere we would have been on their own. They would have been on their own. And we would be where we are because, of course, there is no need for any war and we would be happy with our state. And by now, I believe you me, the kind of progress we would have made would not be one to even be trifled with. But of course, na so e dey be, na so e dey hot. Once you come for these conferences, they will just make it look like everything that is happening now is our fault, because violence is not the answer. Aneku, aneku, aneku. None of this is going to make the real Biafrans turn away from what is needful. The people that cannot be turned, cannot be swayed by these gullible talks, they know the real fight, and they are not going to give us. And so on that particular note, nothing of such can make us give up on our fight or stop doing whatever it is we've been doing ever since. And so because of that, we'll keep on fighting and doing the needful no matter what. So yes, my people, this is where we've come to the end of this particular broadcast. Thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications too. Thank you.